how can you know if your ex is really over you or not? In this video, I'm going to tell you how to know if your ex is over you, and I'm going to be giving you a couple of things to look out for. Now, I want you to pay attention to the last one because the last one actually kind of ties them all together and gives you a good idea about specifically what is going on and what is driving whether or not your ex is over you or whether or not they still have a lot of strong pent-up emotions for you, okay? So definitely stay tuned. But my name is Clay. This is the Relationship Inner Game channel, and we help people get the kinds of dating and relationship results that they are looking for without BS and mind games over here. At any point during this video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment down below. And of course, feel free to check out our website, relationshipinnergame.com. So the first way to tell that your ex is over you is if they're starting to move on and build a new life with new experiences that are separate from the life that they had with you. Now, I'm not talking about getting into a rebound relationship or doing some sort of thing with their life that's a very hard reaction towards the life that they had with you, where it's like a complete 180 from what they were doing with you. Now, these are often signs that your ex is still very much caught up emotionally with you. But if they're actually moving on and starting to build a new life that's not a reaction to the life that you had, not a sort of knee-jerk reaction to the breakup or anything like that, that's a very strong sign that they're starting to move on because they're starting to enter into a new chapter of their life. They're starting to build new experiences, possibly new experiences with another person, and they're actually being present in that experience. They're actually being present in that chapter. They're not just doing it as an unconscious reaction to what happened. The second sign that your ex is over you is that they are emotionally detached from what happened, from the breakup, right? And I don't mean this in the way that maybe you might be thinking, where they're saying, hey, I have no feelings for you whatsoever. I never felt anything. I never loved you to begin with, or anything like that. I mean, obviously, that's not genuine. That's not authentic. That's actually what we call posturing. They're pretending that they're not impacted by the relationship that you had. They're pretending as if it didn't mean anything, when actually they really do feel a lot. They're just kind of masking it. They're kind of putting on a suit of armor to protect themselves from feeling the pain that they actually feel or would feel if they allowed themselves to feel what was really going on. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if they're okay with what happened, they accept what happened, and they're just kind of detached from outcome. They say, yeah, we broke up, yeah, it was terrible, yeah, we had our own disagreements, but at the same time, I want to know what's new with you, or maybe we can meet up, maybe we won't meet up, I don't know. If it happens, it happens, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? If they have that kind of mentality to it, where it's not just this knee-jerk reaction, then that's a very strong sign that they have moved on from the breakup, okay? And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. We'll get into that in a moment. The third thing, kind of building off of that, is that they're emotionally free from the past. This means that they're not kind of caught up in the emotional drama, the baggage, the story of what happened in the past. Now, even if you and your ex broke up a very long time ago, they could still be caught up emotionally in the past. Like my parents are actually divorced, and I was talking to my dad not too long ago, and he, even though they've been divorced for something like over 30 years, he is still very much caught up in the story of what happened in their divorce. He's still very much caught up in all of that emotion. He's never let go of it. And so because of that, my dad is actually not over my mom. They're still kind of stuck in this really bizarre emotional knot, at least he is. And so if your ex is kind of like looking back at what happened, they're like, I can't believe you cheated on me. I can't believe you lied to me. I can't believe you did that thing. Then they're still caught up in the story, and they're definitely not over you, okay? Building off of that last one is sign number 4, and that is that their response to you is not extreme either to the positive or the negative. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when most people think of their ex, especially if they're fairly recently out of the breakup, they often have a very strong emotional response, and that could be positive. Maybe they really regret what happened in the breakup and they still have strong feelings for their ex and they want to get back together, or maybe they still want to be friends or still share their life in some way, right? That's a positive, strong feeling towards their ex. The other side of that spectrum is, of course, if they have a very strong negative feeling towards their ex, which is more kind of like what is happening with my dad and my mom. People often are like that, right? Where they're like, oh, I can't believe my ex, I hate my ex, all of that stuff. And when that happens, there's still that strong feeling going on. But what happens when things start to mellow out, come together, and they're like, you know, yeah, my ex and I, we had our problems and we kind of ended up breaking up. I wish I behaved differently. I wish they behaved differently. Maybe things would have worked out, but we had our problems and things didn't work out. And once they have more of that kind of vibe to them, that's more of a sign that somebody has really moved on from the breakup. And again, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because this takes us to the fifth sign that somebody has moved on from the breakup. And that is if they start to become emotionally available, especially with you. They start to become emotionally available towards you. It means that they are starting to move past the breakup. They're not really interacting with you. Okay, so maybe we need to step back a little bit and explain something here. But one of the reasons why there's a lot of this very strong response to an ex after somebody breaks up is because your ex, when they left you, in order to justify leaving you, they had to create this image in their mind of you as a person that's worthy of breaking up with. And sure, maybe you did some things that maybe warranted them breaking up with you. Maybe you didn't. Maybe they actually had to fabricate a reason for breaking up with you. Maybe they had to take something that you did and exaggerate it in order to justify breaking up with you. But either way, they have this image in their mind of you that's worth breaking up with. And when they're interacting with you, they're not really interacting with you. They're interacting with this image of you. They're interacting with this concept of you, this concept of their ex. And as long as they're doing that, they're actually a little bit emotionally unavailable towards you. But as they start to let go of that concept and actually start to see you as the person that you are and interact with you in the present moment and see you for how you're being in that present moment, not based off the baggage that the two of you had, not based off of the history that the two of you had, not based off of the fights and the disagreements and the lies and the trust and all of that, but they're just able to see you as the person that you are right now, sitting in front of them. That's when they actually start to become emotionally available. And that's when they actually start to put the breakup behind them. And this is a good thing if you want to get back together, because they're actually able to interact with you as the person that you are. They're not interacting with that concept of you that they had to create in order to break up with you. They're interacting with the you that you actually genuinely are right now in the present moment. And this is the optimal circumstance for building a positive emotional connection. This is the optimal circumstance for demonstrating that the two of you can get along very well, for demonstrating that whatever caused the two of you to break up is not an issue anymore. And if they did get back together with you, they're not walking back into the same broken dynamic, the same broken relationship, that something is fundamentally very, very different. And that is where you want your ex to be, so they can actually be open and receptive to being with you, to building a connection with you, towards seeing what's possible with the two of you together. So, what signs have you seen that your ex has been moving on? Please go ahead and leave a comment down below. Please also go ahead and check out the comments down below. There's often a lot of great tips and advice down below in the comments section. And of course, if you like this video, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Anyway, this has been Clay with Relationship Inner Game, and I'll talk to you again in our next video. Take care.